Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I usually talk about a lot of indie makeup and sparkly, shiny, and shifty eyeshadows, but today I'm going to be talking all about the PUR and RawBeautyKristi collaboration palette, which I'm so excited about. I have been watching Kristi for such a long time. She's such an amazing person and just she makes me laugh so much, and it seems like nobody was expecting this, especially between PUR Cosmetics and Kristi. But Kristi has been a long time supporter of PUR Cosmetics. I personally have only very little experience with them. I have tried their 4-in-1 foundation, which I really did enjoy, and then I got a eyeshadow palette in a BoxyCharm a long time ago and I didn't even actually try it, so I don't know anything about their formula, but I have heard not great things about their formula. Seems kind of like it's a hit or miss, mostly miss, so I was really wary about going into this, but I knew Kristi would just not put out anything that would be bad, so I was really excited to play with this. And just in case you haven't seen it, this is what it looks like, and it's a double-sided palette, so it flips up both ways, which is super cute. At first I thought it was two separate palettes, and then I saw that it's like one palette but you flip it, which is super fun, a bit different. And also all the artwork that is on the packaging was created by Kristi, which is even cooler. I just love that personal touch, and these are really cute illustrations, and I loved watching her release video to hear about all the different illustrations and what they stand for, as well as the shade names. So let me show you the inside of the palette. This is the inside. So this is the bright and colorful side. This is the side that I have been the most excited about, and that I'm going to be focusing on in this video. For the 4 looks, I will mostly be on this side, but the other side is also really nice. I think it's great to have the choice, and also you can pair them together. So this is the more neutral side. I love the tones in here. I mean, I'm definitely not the neutral eye everyday kind of girl, but these tones are so nice. I also like that this palette is mostly mattes and just one shimmer right in the center. I think that's a really nice, neat idea. So right off the bat, when I swatch these, they're super pigmented, like really pigmented. It feels like a little dry, but they're really pigmented. So I was just really excited to dive into this palette, and honestly, I could create so many more looks, not just these 4. I think the options are really endless between using the sides separately and also pairing them together. You can create so many looks, and it's just such an amazing idea, which I never thought I would ever want a double-sided palette, but maybe that can be a thing in 2021 because I kind of like it. I felt so bad for Kristi because the launch was pretty much a disaster because of PUR and their website. The website completely went down like right at the launch, and I don't even remember at what point they got it back up, but basically there was a huge line of like, when the last time I went on there was like at 10 p.m. and there was like 40,000 people in line. It was a mess. I think that PUR was just not ready. The amount of traffic that they would get on their website from this launch, and I feel like they really should have known because she has 1 million subscribers, so that's a lot of people. I feel like you should probably make sure your website can handle it, but it's okay. It wasn't Kristi's fault, it was their fault, so hopefully they're ready for another time if they do another huge release like this. But I'm so happy for Kristi for doing this collaboration and that it was a huge success. So let's get into the 4 looks, and then at the end of the video I will kind of give you my thoughts on the palette. Hi, Editing Millie here. Just wanted to say this was supposed to be a 4 looks 1 palette kind of video, but I didn't have time to film a 4th look and edit it and all of that stuff. So I'm actually wearing the 4th look, but it is not included in this tutorial. So just wanted to say that because there are a couple times in the outro where I say 4 looks that I created, but this video ended up just being 3 looks. So for the first look, I'm priming with my P. primer in 0.5. And I'm going right in with Camelot in the crease, and this is a really beautiful, very pigmented shade. And I'm not bringing that all the way down to the end of my crease because I'm going to be going in with You're Not My Real Dad, and I'm just packing that on an angle. And then I'm gonna gently blend it out with a really small blending brush, really keeping it controlled there. And then just quickly going back in with a little bit of Camelot to blend that out. And then going back in with my P. Louise base in 0.5, and I'm gonna cut the crease. So making sure I'm going above my crease line. And in the center, I'm going in with Flavor Town and just patting that on. And then with the Dandelion on the inner corner and just blending it into Flavor Town. And then going back in with You're Not My Real Dad and making sure that that red is blended into it. And going back in again with Flavor Town. So just a little bit of back and forth here. And then to connect my lower lash line, I'm going in with You're Not My Real Dad again. And for the inner corner highlight, I'm using the shade Golden Ticket. And this is the first finished look. Second look, I'm starting out with Flavor Town, and I'm just trying to put this down. I'm not really trying to get it to be super red and heavy because I'm going to be doing a lot of blending anyway. And then I'm blending Dandelion above that. And then going back in with Flavor Town, and now is when I really start to pack it on and try to get that full color payoff. And then using Tribute on the outer corner and just packing it on and slowly blending it out with a small fluffy brush, and then bringing it into my crease and blending it into Flavor Town. And then I'm just going back in with Flavor Town and then back again with Tribute. This just takes a little bit of back and forth. And then I'm going to cut half the crease at the P. Louise base in 0.5. So same thing as the first look, just cutting above my crease line. And then I'm patting that on the outer corner there, making sure it's not going to be patchy with the purple. And then also going in with my finger to just pat it down so it's not too tacky. And I'm going to go in with the Tribute on the outer corner just to blend that out further. And then I'm going in with Flavor Town on a small blending brush and packing that on slowly and building it up right next to Tribute. And then doing the same thing with Dandelion, going above Flavor Town, slowly packing it on and blending it out. And I'm leaving a space right on the edge of the cut crease because I'm gonna go in with Lumos. I want it to be a really nice sharp white edge, and this shadow, as you can see, is very pigmented but also very messy. And so because Lumos was so powdery, I'm just going to go back in with Dandelion and then Flavor Town and then Tribute to go back to getting that full color payoff. And I'm going to connect the lower lash line with Tribute. And then on the edge of that, layering in Flavor Town and then Dandelion. And for the waterline, I'm using the ColourPop Cream Liner in Punch. And for the inner corner highlight, I'm going in with Terra Moon's Zero Gravity. For this third look, I'm going in with Dandelion, and I'm kind of trying to focus it a little above my crease and slowly building that up. I'm not trying to get the full opacity because again, I'm going to be blending in a bunch of other shadows. So on the outer crease, I'm putting down Garden State and blending that up into the yellow and out. And then Hurtful on the outer lid and blending it into Garden State. And then on the inner crease, I'm going in with Side Effect and just building it up a little bit. And then going in with Tribute on the inner lid, and I'm leaving a space in the center because I'm going to do a halo eye. So putting down my P. Louise base in shade 0. And then on the edge of that, I'm going in with Garden State and just packing it on and blending it into Hurtful. And then the same thing on the other side with Side Effect, which Side Effect was honestly a little tricky. It kind of didn't want to pack on, and it kind of weirdly clung onto the outer edge of the pillowy space, which didn't happen on the other side, so I'm not sure what happened there. And then in the center of the lid, I'm going in with Lumos, and I'm just gonna keep packing that on and blending it out until I get it where I want it. So going back in with Side Effect just to make sure it's really blended in there, and then connecting the lower lash line with Hurtful. And on the inner under eye, I'm going in with Tribute. And then on the inner corner, I'm highlighting with Cafe Disco. And I'm also gonna bring that under my brow. And I'm lining my waterline with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Exit. And this is the third and finished look. So this video is not a full in-depth review. I have mostly used the bright color side. I have done a neutral look off camera, but I haven't been dipping into some of the more neutral shades too much, but I don't really see how they wouldn't work. The ones that I tried were really nice, so I can't really speak on that. So this is not like a full review, definitely. And like I mentioned, I really could create so many looks with this palette, and I really would like to have done like 5 looks or even more with this palette, but I just don't have the time. But I would love to revisit this sometime in the future for more looks with this palette kind of video. Now I do love Kristi, so I might be a little swayed because I do love her, but I have no really experience, not much with PUR and their eyeshadows, so I didn't really know what to expect. And I have to say, I had so much fun with this palette creating the 4 looks, and I just kept wanting to keep going and going. Honestly, I just love it. They are very powdery if that's something you don't like, but powdery doesn't mean that it's bad quality. They blended really beautifully and they were super pigmented, and I was really impressed. So hopefully going forward, PUR can release some palettes with this kind of formula that they have, whatever's happening in here. I don't know if they have this in their other palettes, but this palette has been working out really great for me, especially these bright colors. I just love this side. I love the assortment of the colors here. It's not just like a regular rainbow palette to me. I don't know, just the tones of the teal down here and the purple are really cool, and I love the addition of the white. I mean, I can't stop using this white. It's super pigmented, powdery, but super pigmented, but I just love this side. The only complaint is that Tribute seemed to have almost wanted to get patchy. Like, I could definitely see the shade being tricky. I didn't experience major patchiness, but I do feel like I had to pack it on quite a bit, but otherwise I love all these shades so much. And so onto the neutral side, like I mentioned, I haven't used all the shades, but the shades I used are really nice. It Just Does is beautiful peachy shade. Camelot is just a gorgeous yellow. And I did dip into You're Not My Real Dad, which is this deep brown down here, 2 times in my looks. Was it 2 times? Or was it 3 times? But anyway, this is such a great deep brown. It just helps to create so much depth. I absolutely love it. Now, something I didn't notice since I tried to do 2 looks pairing the colorful side and the neutral side together is that flipping over between the 2 was not great. I found myself like kind of like, oh no, I want to just like keep going and not have to flip it over. And also because there's kick up, I felt like then I was afraid to flip it over with a kick up in there. So I still love this separation between the 2, but I kind of wish that it was maybe more like a book, so you would just flip up one side and then flip up the other side, kind of like the new Colored Rain palette with the bright colors. You have 2 options for that one, to buy it as like one big palette or to kind of flip it up like a book, and I just love that. I think that would have been great for this, but that might not be an issue for you. It's just something I noticed since I don't have anything like this in my collection, so it's just like an experience that was new to me that I did want to call out. But otherwise, I am so happy I got this palette. And so those are kind of my thoughts on this palette. I will make sure to link Kristi's channel and her launch video down in the description box just in case you haven't watched it yet. She is so hilarious, so if you don't subscribe to her, please check her out because she is just so much fun. So let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite, and if you picked this palette up, I would love to hear your thoughts on it as well. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I will put up some of my other videos, including a 4 looks 1 palette playlist up on the screen in case you want to keep watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.